Just the last time around, which is what are some of the finer aspects you have to pay attention to before arriving in India, mentality wise and so on and so forth. What are those preparatory aspects that you work on?
We try to have a really clear approach to each test series. It might change a little bit from tour to tour. Again, I think drawing on those experiences from Pakistan and Sri Lanka will kind of shape that, the way we go about that. So, I think almost more importantly, it's in this initial kind of phase, it's about recharging, it's about people getting the work done that they want to get done. Probably once we get to Nagpur in a day or two, we'll kind of start focusing in on those finer kind of aspects. At the moment, everyone's working on their own game. But I think topics such as managing the tempo of the games, really concentrating on what we do well, has worked for us in the last kind of 12 months, and I think that would be a good template for here as well.
Very good. Thanks everyone. Thanks for coming today. Thanks.
My question is always, whenever Indian Australian test series comes, spin plays a very vital role. And when India is very strong in spinning department, how do this time Australia prepare for this?
Sorry, I missed the second half of that. Sorry. Maybe without the microphone.
Spin department, spin bowlers are very strong in India, and whenever we see this series between
India, talking about India, from Europe, like it's a mission. Do you think it's a mission for you, or is it just a big series that it's for you?
I think it's a big series. I think one of the reasons why is because India obviously gets a lot of attention anytime you play them because there's so many fans, but also their record here is really good, so it's always a really tough tour. For overseas teams to come and win. So we've had some really good tours in the last year. Pakistan, Sri Lanka, they're all big tours, so this is just another one.
Louis, in the middle.
Maybe both of you, just in terms of this little camp that you've got over these 4 days. I mean, Andrew, what went into the preparation for this, and has it come delivered? And Pat, from a playing point of view, can you guys just explain, I suppose, to get the background of what camp's been about?
The design of it happened back in May. Obviously, once you get the FTP, it comes out, you work out what your preparation will look like, and we're fully committed to these 4 days. It's been well documented that we haven't asked for a practice game. Those other conditions that we've been given here in Bangalore have been outstanding, and a wide range of conditions. The fields are all best prepared, our batters, bowlers, and everyone with the task at hand. So for me, it's really just allowing the individual to prepare in their own space and then narrowing to what they're going to do and how they're going to go about it on the first test match, rather than a practice game that can dictate different scenarios and potentially don't cover off everything that you're going to encompass.
I'll just add to that. I think in the last particular month, everyone's kind of preparations look quite different. Some have played BBL, some have come back from injuries, some have had some rest, so really individualised approach these 4 days. But it's been fantastic, just the amount of work we've been able to put in, lining up plenty of spin bowlers to go and, us tailenders even to go in there and bat for a couple of hours and spin the wickets. You just wouldn't get that preparation, say, back home or even maybe in a practice game. So, we feel like we're in a really good place, and big day tomorrow, and we'll get over to Nagpur.
Andrew, can I just ask about Cameron Green? It looked like he was in a bit of discomfort yesterday, batting and bowling at certain times. Where's he at the moment? And is he on track to play the first test? As a batter, is he flat?
Nothing's really changed. We've got a fair bit to work through before the first test match. We haven't put a clear line through him, we haven't put a clear line to put him on the team sheet yet. So I wouldn't say he's in discomfort when he was bowling.
In that time in this opener, after that you have not been playing off spinners in a single game. So is that a Murphy in the team, and with the success that Australian off spinners has had in India? Are you also trying to, will you also think of playing Murphy in the 11 if there's a chance?
Oh, it's a chance. Absolutely. That's going to be something that we got to balance up if we want to go for 2 spinners. Do we want variation? Do we want just 2 off spinners? So there's no reason why you can't go that way. See Travis Head's in the side as well. He bowls really good off spin, so we'll see. We've got plenty of variety there to choose on. We haven't locked in any bowling lineup so far.
But you and Rohit will be leading your sides for the first time in Border-Gavaskar Trophy, and both of you are crucial members for your team respectively. And Rohit might got home advantage. And what are the preparations done by Ashton as of now?
Sorry, just that second half again. I can't hear with the camera. Sorry. Keep clicking again. Sorry.
Yeah, Rohit might got a home advantage, home side advantage. What are the preparations done by Australian team so far?
To counter the home conditions, sorry?
Yeah, Rohit might got a home team advantage, and you and Rohit leading your sides for the first time in Border-Gavaskar Trophy.
Yeah. I think in some ways we're lucky with the schedule that we had Pakistan and Sri Lankan tours for this group last year. I know that really helped me captain. Some new challenges that I had to kind of learn on the fly. This team's been here so many times, whether it's IPL, ODIs, T20s, so we feel like we've got lots of experience here. So, it's different conditions to Australia, but we all feel really prepared.
And you Australians are facing two Indian spinners in ongoing practice session. Is there any particular reason?
Why we're playing two spinners? Please.
In ongoing practice session in Bangalore.
Yeah.
We're talking about the training winners in the camp.
It's just lots of volume. Again, spin bowling is probably the most different to what we're going to get back home in Australia or what we've had in the Test Series. So, just facing lots of balls, getting used to it. If we come up against it, then we feel well prepared.
You got like a brilliant spell on the third day there. What are your memories of that spell, and what did you learn about yourself and about bowling in India through the course of that match and that series?
Yeah, I think what I learned about myself was it was my first Test match in 6 years, and just kind of reaffirmed that that's where I wanted to be. In Test cricket, you can't be worrying about your body or different things. You just got to go all in. So I really enjoyed that. I think also the lesson there is that Test cricket can be really, really hard. You've got to accept that it's going to be a grind at times, and you've got to be up for it and embrace that challenge. And I think coming here to India, a lot of the talks around big spinning wickets, maybe fast Test matches, but it's not always the case. You need to get into the grind at times, and that role as a fast bowler like me, just bowling plenty of overs and not a heap of reward, but doing your job for the team. So I really enjoyed that aspect of that last tour. Big Border-Gavaskar Test Series, there's always plenty of people watching, so lots to play for.
Pat, do you think the Australian team has had a fair run at practice? And ideally, you would have liked to play a couple of practice games on the proper ranked tournaments to get ready. But instead, you have a training camp at Bangalore and the match is not here. So do you think you've been given a fair run at practice?
Yeah, really fair. Yeah, we're really happy with the preparation. With the nature of the schedules nowadays, you can't have a month lead into a Test series. We're really happy with how we've prepared.
Pat, fast bowling captain. So much talk about the makeup of your bowling attack. Is it just a given that you have to play two spinners, we see the pitch is live, or can you back your pace attack in a Scott's role and rely on the likes of Kent and Thomas and Renshaw?
No, I wouldn't say it's a given. Obviously, it's very conditions dependent. So, particularly this first test, once we get to Nagpur, we'll see. But I think sometimes, talking about a couple of spinners, you forget how good a lot of our fast bowlers have been in all positions. Even some of the SCG wickets haven't been a lot in it for quick bowlers, but the quick bowlers have found a way. So, we've got plenty of bowling options here. Finger spin, wrist spin, left arm, start you when it comes back online. We obviously pick bowlers that we think can take 20 wickets. How we're going to split that up, we're not 100% sure yet.
I executed the 5 for 300 overnight score where we needed to get that big, 500 plus total to put some pressure on Sri Lanka. So, and then there was the ball experience, which was an accelerated game and spun from ball one with the famous one when Alex Carey got hit in the head first ball from Nathan Lyon. So we feel as though we've got a mix of those conditions, and to have experienced that in the past 12 months, should hold us in good stead. The challenge is going to be there, but we feel as though the flat conditions, we've experienced that, the spinning conditions, and we've trained accordingly. Albeit until you get out on the ground, that'll be the proof to how well prepared we are, and how we execute, and how we deal with the other pressures that come in and around the game. Pat said, around the captaincy, him understanding the tempo of the game. India will be slightly different from Pakistan, will be slightly different from Sri Lanka. There's no doubt it will be. And we think we've got the right people on the ground here and the experience now to cope with whatever the challenges that's thrown at us as a group.
How do you kind of manage that, not just for this first test, but as you've spoken about the back end in the series and having it again?
Yeah, I haven't noticed any fatigue since I've got here, so I'd probably dispel that as a bit of a myth. No, he's had a couple of days off, a couple of lower days, he's been in training. He's only been there for 1 out of 2 days, and he's not there today. So we're managing each individual coming in around their specific preparation and where they've been. And there's no doubt it was demanding summer into PBL, and it creates a challenge to shift back into Test match cricket. But we feel as though, with the preparation that we've got him on, he'll be recharged, ready to go. And he's really looking forward to the challenge of India. It's been well documented that he hasn't had the series that he would like here, and it's always challenging. But I think the way that he's applying himself and his downtime to really landing on a method to take on Indian spinners, also the quicks, and to have a successful tour. I think you'll see him fully invigorated, fully invested, and fully recharged for the challenge ahead.
Let's go to Pat and Andrew. What are some of the final aspects you have to pay attention to before arriving at things like India group? It's like mentality-wise, and also how do we ignore the baggage that comes with all the series being the past? How do you get over that?
No two teams are the same, so you don't inherit the past. This team is totally separated from the teams that have been here before. Have we had players that have been here before and experienced the conditions? Yes, and that's a positive. But the group that we've got sitting in the hotel now and us here and at training shouldn't inherit the past performances of previous Australian teams, and that goes for the successful tours as well in 2004. We feel as though we're well prepared. I think Pat alluded to the fact that we've been to Pakistan, into Sri Lanka and India in a 12-month period, so that places us really well. That's unique in the fact that you've got 3 subcontinent tours in a 12-month space, and the team's had great continuity. And people will call it the last frontier and all of that, but this is just a continuation of the journey for this team. And as I said, we've got some great players in there that had the experiences before, so we feel as though we're really well placed under Pat's captaincy to take on the challenges ahead.
Just about those two tours, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, there was always talking in the market about India being the third series. What can you take from those two? Is it just the patience you showed in Pakistan, or the ability to just adapt quickly to Sri Lanka, and a mix of that? Is that what works in India?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the mix, the combination of conditions. We've seen in the past here in India, the conditions can be really, really flat. You've got to bat big in the first innings, and we saw that in Pakistan, and probably in the second test match in Galle as well, where we probably didn't quite.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಜಾಲತಾಣಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಲಭ್ಯ Zee Kannada News.